In this video, I am going to show you how to use debt to build wealth while reducing your taxes at the same time. Debt is almost always used when people buy income producing assets like businesses, property, equipment, vehicles, and so on. But what most people do not talk about is the fact that these same purchases can be used to generate very large tax deductions, so large that they could end up wiping out your entire tax bill. And what is unique about debt is the fact that you can make all of these purchases without any money actually coming out of your pockets in some cases.
You have to have debt to live into the future.
When you hear about people praising debt, it is usually because they have figured out how to use other people's money to substantially grow their wealth while also benefiting from massive tax benefits. So today I'm going to show you a very simple playbook that you can use to accomplish this while citing real-world examples that I see every day as a practicing CPA at mycpacoach.com. So let's jump right in. Okay, so the reason why debt is literally a cheat code to building wealth within the US tax system is because number one, loan proceeds are not taxable. When you take out a loan, the cash proceeds you receive is not taxable as income to you. So when you borrow money from anyone to buy an asset, those proceeds that you receive from the lender are not taxable to you, yet you still benefit from number two, the ability to write off your entire purchase. Now, this is the piece that most people miss. When you buy income producing, tangible assets, the tax law may allow you to write off up to 100% of your entire purchase in 1 year. For example, I had a client that financed $200,000 worth of equipment that only required a 10% down payment. Well, even though he only spent $20,000 of his own money, he was still able to take a $200,000 tax deduction, which ended up saving him $74,000 in taxes. He literally saved more money in taxes than what he spent, and it's because he leveraged debt. People do this all the time with real estate. They buy a piece of rental property or business property and take the maximum amount of depreciation they can take as a write-off in 1 year. Billionaires like Donald Trump even has famously used depreciation to offset his taxes for decades.
A lot of my write-off was depreciation and other things that Hillary as a senator allowed.
For example, if you bought a $1 million piece of property and accelerated your depreciation through something called cost segregation, you might be able to deduct anywhere from $200,000 to $300,000 in 1 given year. For many investors, these deductions exceed their entire down payment for the property and even generate losses that they can use to offset other income they report on their tax returns. The same can even apply when you buy a business. 90% of the time, people use debt when buying a business. And if you are buying a business with any type of tangible property like real estate, machinery, tools, or equipment, you may be able to take very large depreciation deductions upon buying it. For example, if you bought an asset-heavy business like a laundromat for $500,000 that has $200,000 worth of machines and equipment, you might be able to expense up to 100% of that property, even if you finance the purchase, and even though those machines will generate income for you in the future. Imagine putting $100,000 down, getting a $200,000 deduction, and a business that continues to produce a profit every single year. It's a win-win, and you can keep winning with number three, the ability to deduct your interest expense. So usually if the debt is used to buy an income-producing asset, the interest payments you make on that loan can be 100% deductible. Sophisticated investors view this as a discount on their interest rate. For example, if you have a 7% interest rate, but you're saving 40% in taxes, by deducting your interest expense, your net interest rate is effectively 4.2% after tax. But more importantly, it offsets income. Just take billionaire Jeff Bezos, for example. Despite Amazon's stock increasing in value and increasing his net worth, It was reported that he was able to offset more than $46 million of income in 1 year because he used investment losses and deductions like the interest expense deduction to offset his taxes. So not only are you receiving tax-free proceeds when you borrow money, but you're also able to deduct the cost of borrowing those proceeds as a business expense, which reduces your largest expense, taxes. Plus, as your assets become more and more valuable to you, you also have the ability to do number 4, borrow against your equity tax-free, which is often associated with the buy, borrow, die tax strategy. As your assets become more valuable through appreciation or cash flow, that value is usually measured in terms of equity. And what is nice about equity is the fact that you can borrow against it to rinse and repeat with this entire strategy. For example, let's say we bought $1 million worth of real estate that was later estimated to be worth nearly $2 million. Well, instead of selling that property and paying capital gains tax, we could instead borrow against our appreciated equity in that property, which a lot of people will do to continue buying other income producing properties or assets. For instance, you could borrow $600,000 and use that as a down payment on another $3 million property that generates more income and more appreciation while generating greater tax deductions for you as well through things like depreciation, interest expense, and virtually every other expense associated with your investment. Which perfectly leads us to our final point, number 5, using debt to generate higher returns. While most of the world views debt as an expense and as a risk and as bad debt and all of that stuff, those who truly understand it use it to generate much higher returns than they would otherwise. For example, let's say you have $100,000 and you just do not believe in having any debt. And because of that, you buy a $100,000 property, all cash, with a 10% rate of return, generating about $10,000 a year in income. But let's say someone else used the same $100,000 as a down payment, but on a $500,000 property with a 5% rate of return after accounting for things like your interest expense, still generating about $25,000 in income. In this exact example, your returns are literally 250% higher when you account for leverage. Plus, you might be able to generate another $100,000 in depreciation deductions from this more expensive property, which might save someone in a high tax bracket another $30,000 to $40,000 alone. When you use debt correctly and look at the complete picture that involves appreciation, income, cash flow, and most importantly, the tax savings, it can be a key driver of generating massive returns. Those who use it correctly use it as a tool to buy more wealth building assets that they may be otherwise unable to obtain. It might allow someone to buy a proven business instead of starting an unproven one with a high rate of failure. It might allow someone to buy better tools and equipment to generate more income through their trade or even through a side hustle. It might allow someone to acquire higher quality assets or generate higher rates of returns through leverage in general, like we saw in our example. 2 systems this country thrives on are debt and taxes. And funny enough, you can use both of them to build tremendous wealth and beat the system. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to let me know by clicking the like button below. And if you need immediate assistance, just apply to work with my team today at mycpacoach.com.